Hey, warriors. Okay, so for a long, long time, science thought it was getting close to solving consciousness. I mean, so the assumption was simple, okay? Figure out the brain, you'll figure out awareness. Problem solved, okay? Except that's not what happened, okay? The more researchers studied consciousness, the stranger that mystery became. You know, now today, scientists can map brain activity, watch neural networks fire, observe different states of awareness, and even influence, aspects of perception, which is whatever. But there's still one massive question that nobody can answer, okay? Why is there an experience at all? Now, I know that I've talked about this quite a few times, but I've noticed, okay, for number one, people are so on top of what is happening today. They don't go back and look at anything. So I'm talking about this again because it's very important. But I mean, honestly, think about that, because why is there an experience at all? Why isn't the brain just processing information, I guess, mechanically, right? Why is there awareness, subjective experience, feeling, perception, right? Why is there something it's like to be you? The deeper science digs, the more mysterious consciousness appears to be, right? And I know that a lot of us know a lot more than science is willing to admit at this point, okay? But this is why researchers are once again exploring ideas that would have been laughed, out of the room years ago, you know because the mystery, it flatly refuses to go away. You understand? Now, said I wasn't going to say this anymore, but before anybody gets excited, this doesn't mean science has proven psychic abilities, dimensions, telepathy, manifestation, or any other spiritual claim on the internet. There, I said it. We all might know that it's true, but it hadn't been proven, okay? But what it does mean, honestly, is that the biggest mystery in existence is still wide ass open. The nature of consciousness, it remains unresolved. And I personally think that's beautiful, because for years, people acted like everything important had already been figured out. Right? You Yet here we are, still unable to explain the very thing listening to these words right now. That awareness behind, your thoughts, the observer behind the experience. That's the mystery looking through your eyes. I don't know. Maybe that's why consciousness research is getting weird again. Because reality is reminding us that, some of the biggest questions, they simply remain unanswered, not solved, not finished, still waiting to be explored. While everyone out here is acting like everything is absolute, when it comes to consciousness. You might want to dig a little deeper, babies. Love you.